Hey people, this is day 4, and this is going to be the easiest one to get, especially if you've seen the other 3. And it's the day of the sun, moon, and stars. And I'm going to show you a trick before we start here. This word that they call great here, the goldlies, and here the greater, the godel. If you take those and put them up in search, you go over here to Wiktionary and it'll tell you that godel means to twist or weave. And when I looked at this about 6 months ago, it seemed like it said the screw in Aramaic, which is, to twist. But that's a better translation for this godel, is to twist. And so that's why if you look in this story of the Tower of Babel, it never says that there was twist in it. But every time you see a picture of the Tower of Babel, it's always this screw. Everybody who drew it shaped it in a screw fashion, where it screwed its way up, where you could just keep walking and you would be up. You'd not have to step on a stair anywhere. But that's the word. And let us build ourselves a city and a tower, and from godel, from the screw. And you look at that word 5 times, and from godel, several different ways. Just from godel is the tower, but it's from screw, from twist. So let me read this one line. I don't want to leave y'all hanging before I get to that day 4. But it's to yammer to. The word to Eve, Eve. The word to Eve in the mirror, read it backwards. EVE again. So it's not Eve again, but it's have. HVE. The word to Eve, have, where may, WRMAY. Where may, when vene. When Eve may intervene, when she may cut in. When lend to, backwards and forwards, WNLN2, Bob. When lend to whore. This is the whore. It's not the city, but it's the I to make first. What you see first. The whore of that city. Whatever stands out loud. The whore. The whorum godel. The whorum screw. To raise to. In same is when OSE is sugar. Sweet. Dextrose. Circos. When sweet, when lend to shush. Final M is a S, shush. This is the same word they say is the son of Noah, Shem. Shush. The pants, read backwards and forwards, PNTS. The pants upon, UPN. The pants upon puts, PUTS. Pants upon puts, all in place, all in ping. Culture hears. So I'm gonna get up here to the Tower of Gold one day. But let me get over there to that 4th day where we were. So this is to yammer from the heaven, the word from heavens. Yeehaw, make the work from art, from ART. From the art in the roof to make see, the constellations, the art in the roof. The same is of the victual. Remember, the victual was volume, the English word for volume. The same is of the volume between they use to vin, V-I-N, to to get all its qualities in writings in a code number. The volume bin they use to vin the lily. And then this word is view, V-E-I-W. And it's almost the same as V-I-E-W, but view is kind of an opposite meaning. And Google won't even pick it up anymore. Like I say, they're trying to change the language fast. But it used to come up right up on the top of view, meant from the outside looking in. And V-I-E-W this way would be your view of what you're seeing, the view you see. And then the V-E-I-W would be like to be outside looking down upon is the difference in view. And so of the volume between they use to vin, to get it all in code number, the lily view of latitude is the lines of hours that's going north to south around the earth. Will mode, M-U-O-D-I-S, or I-M, final M's pronounced the S. Well, that's where your word modem come from. Will mode is, well, Jimmy's is the timing. To signs, to S-N-I-S. And then the view of from over it, A-V-R-T. The view limb over it. You know, a limb is a bind from, is, you know, anything comes off that limb is going to be of that type. The limb over it in the roof makes sea. The same is of the air, of the air, all share ears in how they knock in, how they fit in. Vios, to see from the heavens, to ensign, backwards and forwards, to ensign them art. The godlies. And so the godlies is the you know, all the drawings of the constellations, the godlies, G-D-L-I-S. To row backwards and forwards, R-U-A. To row from them over. The godel. And lem from salt, L-M-M, lem from salt, they use. What row from them over? The cotton. Lem from salt, the lily, what the kookaby is. And so that last movie I showed you, the kuka is Mercury. The kuka is what the Mercury is. What the Mercury is. The lem from salt, the lily, what the Mercury is. And the lem from salt, they use what row from them over, the cotton. And so you don't see it in this newer version, but it was in this older one. You could see the twist, the godel, the tower, and the greater and the lesser of the godel. So this comes from Santos Bonici in his Universal Truth School. He sounds crazier than me. It was several years ago he put this movie out about the salts of salvation. And so this is what it's talking about, to lem from salt. And the way he explained it, he got it from Perry. But the way he explained this is you're in the womb for 9 months. And while you're in the womb for 9 months, your body learns how to absorb these 9 salts that you were in the womb for. But these, when you come out, on your birthday and the 2 months after, these are your medicines. These are the salts. When you're feeling ill, when something's wrong, this would be the go-to. First, make sure you get these salts. And so I'm a firm believer. It was 15 years ago. My biggest medical problem was leg cramps. I would swim and surf a lot, and I would have leg cramps all night. And I drank much Gatorade and water and bananas and salt, and it just wasn't doing it. And the old boat captain told me, he said, man, you have a heart attack in the middle of the night. It's not just your legs cramping, your heart's cramping too. And he says, go get this. He said, go get this salt, this sulfate of potassium. I get it at Walmart, real cheap potassium sulfate, and 2 pills cure me instantly. I keep it with me in the house and in the truck now. It's dirt cheap, big old bottle of 250 for $6, and sure enough, I was born the beginning of Virgo, and so this is going to be my salts. It's going to be the sulfate of potassium and sodium phosphate, lime phosphates. When I'm feeling ill, this would be my 3 go-tos before I do anything else. And they still use the same word today, the ketone salts. This Q is pronounced as a K here, the ketone. Ketone salts, the ketone salts. But this is the old symbols for salts here. The salts, old alchemy symbols of salts, and the mercury, the different mercuries. And you see them up in here, the mercuries and the salt symbols. And it's your planetary symbols. And your ketones. And here's a alchemical symbol for Jupiter. It's the Tao, DHA, letter DHA, Tao. The one that I was talking about in that first movie, that last movie. And they're going to have different symbols for the different salts here. And so they call this Terul because the lem from salt. Salt was God in Egypt. It's hot. Everybody's sweating. Everybody has to have their salt. Salt was the biggest god, and saltpeter was used for everything. It's used to clean gold. It's used to store fish, preserve fish. They use it for many different things. For gunpowder. For training monkeys, you give them saltpeter. You can't train a monkey without saltpeter. And then Vitin from Vitin. That kind of looks like life that we saw in on the tree of life, the Vita. The Vitin from the heavens in the roof make sea. The same is of the air, all share ears. Will muscle. This is your word for rule right here. MSL. Will muscle. Whoever got the muscle is the rule. Will muscle by use. And in Lily, will the volume, the vittle, will the volume between the ore, the color or the gold, between the ore to vin each shack, between the color to vin each shack. And so it's talking about to vin each shack, your 12 shacks of the constellations, where from the heavens give in width of, as in to to give the salts, to give the 12 salts in with the 12 signs of the 12 zodiacs. So each zodiac covers 2 hours of the day. There's 12 of them will go over in a 24-hour period. To wage, and how they enrow the orb, in row of the circle, and how they roof in before, the roof in four, to make use RBJOY, the first in joy. This is the first time that what you've been learning in the first 3 days, you were just learning. But now on the 4th day, now you have first in joy. You have learned something that's worth something now. Now you know how to use some of this information you got, and you can actually help somebody who's feeling ill. Hey, what day were you born? What's your sign? They give you a sign. The first thing you do is you reach in your box of 12 different salts and give them the 3 salts that they're needing. The first in joy, and that's your joy, is to help people. That's what this book is all about. Back in the day, the old doctors, they used to work dirt cheap. Doctors didn't become doctors to get rich. Doctors became doctors because they liked to help people. And they did house calls with sick people, and people had no money. I can give you a chicken, I can feed you, and I can give you a chicken to go. But that's your first in joy, and you'll see that word, that's your first in joy. And then you're going to learn on the 5th and 6th day, get pretty along here. And on the 7th day is the sabby joy. The sabby joy, to consume in joy. Your day off. This enjoy. Your day off. Alright, I'm going to cut this off here. Have a good day.